it's not that I like or dislike Walmart or anybody else. I mean, it's a business decision. I mean, if you have a company with just 4 people, you and 3 others that you've hired, and business drops 35 or 40%, somebody's got to go. You can't afford it anymore. And that's really what they're saying. All of those stores were shut down in the United States, weren't they?
I think so. But what's interesting about, Bob, you look to Walmart as a company where the people who go for savings, the people who, are looking to spend or to save as much as they can because they don't have it. This is the store that represents, the buying class of America, so to speak. And if they're laying off people, that really means that things are a whole lot worse than what they've been reporting.
You're absolutely correct. But I find it surprising that they're not closing stores in other countries. I think other countries are doing better than the United States. And
I don't think they have that many in other countries, do they?
Well, in Mexico, they are the largest retailer in the whole country, and they make a lot of money in Mexico. I mean, every city of I will say above 200,000 has a Sam's. Maybe above 100,000 has a Sam's. And of course, they've got a Costco and Walmart, and so those companies are well represented.
But Mexico doesn't have the same retail craziness that the U.S. has, where there's a major shopping mall in every corner.
Well, that's true. Although it all depends on what city. I mean, you go to Mexico City, there's malls everywhere, but there's 30 million people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same in Guadalajara. There's 8 million people. In San Jose and Costa Rica, there's several million people. And so they're all over the place. Panama. But anyway, I think the point is that the United States, Great Britain, and Europe are doing much worse than everybody else in the world. And I think one of the key factors is the leveraging of housing. You go to other places in the world, and it's 30% down, 50% down, or cash only. Simple. And Americans don't realize that. I mean, in Europe, you save up until you get 50%, in Germany as an example, and then you buy. Now, in Spain and Ireland, they went cuckoo. And they did the same thing the Americans did, and also in England. And look where they are. They are in the same place the U.S. is, on the verge of bankruptcy or in bankruptcy. I mean, Americans don't have a clue to what goes on outside the country. And for the most part, they don't care. And that's part of what I bring with the International Forecaster. You know what's going on in every market in the world, and you can gauge things. It's very important having a international perspective. Okay, I have my second one. This is from Phil and Melody, who has a great show. Pension advice. I am in the United Kingdom and have been listening to you, Melody, for weeks. Your words of wisdom are really appreciated. After buying gold coins, I really need your advice on my private pension. I will transfer it to a SIPP, S-I-P-P, which I don't even know what that is, before it becomes worthless. Would value your advice on any companies you could recommend in gold mining, because he already has coins. And what I'm going to do, everybody who listens normally to the program knows what I recommend, and I'm going to send those to you, Phil, by email. And it's nice to have both coins and shares. And I want to thank you very much for listening. And I'll even send you a free introductory copy of the International Forecaster. And I'll do that for Fred, too, if he's not a subscriber. Now, how about that? Pretty good deal?
Pretty good deal. Here's a question in from Ivan. According to the AP wires, employee representatives at General Motors Opel unit on Friday slammed the automaker's announcement that it would cut 8,300 jobs and then close its plant in Belgium as a declaration of war on European workers.
Well, that's the way they look at things there. And they don't like cars being made in China and shipped in, or in the U.S. and being shipped in, or wherever. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. And people, don't understand that Belgium has always been a big manufacturing hub for Europe. And Antwerp is one of the busiest ports in the world. And they also have one of the biggest diamond cutting centers as well. I haven't been to Antwerp, but I have been to Liège and Brussels, of course. I went to the 58 World's Fair in Brussels. And very nice city, incidentally. It's interesting. They have it split between the Flemish speakers and the French speakers, and one group not supposed to live with the other. It's really something else. But anyway, Liège is a big steel making area, and if you drive into it, it's down in the valley just like Wheeling, West Virginia, and it looks almost exactly the same. But anyway, I find that I can understand why they're upset about losing their jobs. Americans, I don't know how many jobs Europeans have lost through free trade and globalization and offshoring and outsourcing, but I do know that America has lost at least 7.5 million. And boy, that's a lot of jobs.
It's a lot of jobs, and doesn't seem any way possible that they can even bring back a part of those. Unless
only if there are tariffs.
Only if there's tariffs. And only if we had more time. We are running out of time. We'll be back.
Well, I talk too much.
No, you don't. People want us to do this for 2 hours.
Really? Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
We'll be back on Wednesday for another hour. Financial Survival. Stay tuned. Keep safe out there. We'll be back.